music is an important way that we contextualize prayer.
Yeah.
So it's a way that we understand a context. So I know Zach's heard me share this story before, but I'll just
I have not, and I'm sure the viewers.
Yeah, right,
so
exactly.
That's great. Go ahead.
So here's an example of how music plays a contextual role in how it invites people into prayer and proclamation. And that's the terms I tend to use is prayer and proclamation. The purpose of music is prayer and proclamation. I did missions work in Uganda for some time after college. And while I was there, I would go out to different villages and I would do teaching, and I would teach on a lot of different things. And the missionaries that I would work with there knew that I did a lot with music, played guitar. I would often take my guitar with me. And so one time a missionary asked me, can you teach a couple of hymns? We sing a lot of the Ugandan songs. These are great songs, but I would love to teach some of the American hymns that we have. So I have a little book of Ugandan hymns in Lugandan. So that's there's all kinds of different tribal dialects in Uganda. The area that we were going to spoke Lugandan, and they just happened to have a missionary who worked with them for some time that put together a tiny little paperback hymnal for them to use. So I sat down with a woman that was from the Lugandan tribe, and she taught me pronunciation. She taught me how to sing this song in Lugandan and everything. Or to do pronunciations and sing some songs in Lugandan. One of the songs that I chose to teach them was What a Friend We Have in Jesus. I had done this a lot in Eastern Kentucky and Moorhead at my church and with my youth group. But the thing is, when I would lead that song, I had this bluegrass style that I would do it, the boom chicka, and really kind of upbeat, fast.
That's a really good way to describe the bluegrass chuck, by the way.
Boom chicka, boom chicka. Yeah. So that was that was the familiar way that I had grown up with it and had done it. I mean, of course, on organ and piano and stuff too in church, but in terms of me leading it, that's just what I knew. That's what I did. So I didn't think anything of it. Come into this gathering of pastors. There's about 30 or 40 of them there. And I tell them, well, I want to teach you this hymn. Pull out my guitar and do this bluegrass strum and start singing "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." I'm expecting everybody to start clapping along and all of this, but they just stare at me dumbfounded.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Who's this white guy up here trying to teach us how to sing?
So good.
These funny ways. So I got through one verse of it, and then I set down my guitar and said, so that's how we would do it at my home.
You just rolling with it like, this was just me example.
This was just an example.
Oh my goodness. All right. So what did you just like sing it? You just like acapella it out?
Yeah. So, I had sung with them plenty of times before that. So I knew that their familiar way of doing things was acapella, maybe with some djembes, and they had these little thumb harp things that they would use. They might use that in it, but they were used to doing a lot of acapella singing because they didn't have instruments. So I said, well, let's talk about the words. And so we said the words together. So they heard the words, they knew the words. And then I said, so now let me sing the melody for you acapella. I'll do the first verse. Then I invite you to sing with me on the second and third verse. And they jumped in and they started providing harmonies, and they started doing the beating on their chest while we were singing it, and kind of beating on their legs and things to bring some rhythm into it. So they were able to engage it. They were able to access that song. Bluegrass does not work well for congregational singing in Uganda. So does that mean bluegrass does not work well for congregational singing? No, because it worked fine in Eastern Kentucky.
Sure.
So style of music is very contextual.
We've done bluegrass.
We don't baptize style. We don't make it one way or the other. There's contextual realities to it. And people are able to engage it. Now, certain styles might lend themselves a little bit easier to congregational singing, but the goal is participation. The goal is not appeal through style. The goal is participation.
Yeah. And the thing that I like about the Ugandan story is just think about what God was able to do because you had that as your focus and not trying to force your way.
Push your way through the song.
Yeah.